How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout. We're back with Stirling Albion in the British Steel Challenge, and today's episode comes a little bit earlier than anticipated. So I'd said previously I was targeting the Livingston away game, which is actually in about 2 or 3 weeks from now. But when the draw was made for the Irn Bru Challenge Cup quarter-final, I felt obliged to do an episode here for the livecom. With a game away to New Saints of Wales, who have won the Welsh Premier League for the last 5 seasons or so, I think, since 2012. So it promises to be an interesting encounter, just as we had with Linfield last year. I think this should give us a good challenge, and I'm hoping we can actually go through. I don't really know too much about them, and I suppose that's what I'm going to find out later on in this series, hopefully, if I can get a job in Wales. So anyway, how have things been going? Part 1 of this episode has shown all the goals. As you can see from there, if you haven't watched it already, we've actually been doing really rather well. We are sitting top of the league now, 6 points clear. We've gone on a bit of a purple patch at the moment. As you can see from the team stats, we're first in every single department listed here. Not that the bottom two are particularly good ones to be top of, but certainly the most goals scored, fewest goals conceded, 13 goal difference, pretty good going. In terms of the player stats, Aaron Duke had filled in for Liam Cougans when he was injured. Now Aaron Duke is injured and Cougans is back to his goal scoring best. 13 goals for him so far in the campaign. Bruce Anderson has proved to be a really shrewd buy, and his skills are improving nicely. Still only 19 years old after being released from Aberdeen. Very pleased with that. Dylan Easton now as well is starting to chip in with some better performances and a couple of goals, as you'll have seen from the highlights. On the transfer front, the window shut, and on the final day we had a flurry of activity really. Nothing actually happened in the end, as I managed to turn everything down. But as you can see here, Craig Adams and James Lametti are both wanted. Craig Adams hasn't really been getting a go as much as Lametti. He is improving, as you can see. I did play him in one game, which was East Fife game, and that was a game that we lost, so he didn't get another chance after that. But I will be using him, given the fact I'm playing a formation with 3 attacking midfielders. He will get a go. There was a couple of bids that came in for him, and I was able to just negotiate it beyond any kind of acceptable value for the team chasing him. Unfortunately, with Lametti, the same couldn't be said. So he is actually wanted by a host of teams. So I think it's fair to say that this potential ability must be close to the mark. His skills have not been going up quite as much. I've dropped him of late, just because he was unhappy that his transfer was blocked, and it was blocked. Many of them, I think it was Hibs that were kind of pursuing him the most. But they kept putting in a negotiable bid, and I was able to just say, look, give me 250k. They said no. The one team that didn't do that were Dundee United, and they came in with a non-negotiable bid, meaning that I had to decline it, because it really wasn't a lot. It was like 20k or something like that. And I just feel that if I'm going to be here more than this season, I would really like Lametti to be here. If he's going to go at some point, then I want to get a decent amount of money for him, and I just felt that wasn't really acceptable. So by declining it, he wasn't happy, and there was a bit of a bust up. But thankfully it hasn't affected the rest of the team. As you can see, the morale is nice and high, apart from Lametti and Henderson, who both pretty much just want to get away out of the club. So yeah, I mean, it's gone smoothly in terms of the actual performances. Some fantastic wins. Partick Thistle under 20s in the Challenge Cup, and then following week was a 5-0 win against Livingston, which, you know, they are still title contenders, I suppose. 21. I mean, it's pretty close there for second place. In fact, even going down to 6th place, there's only a few points separating them. So getting a bit of daylight ourselves is not a bad thing. but we'll see how things go. I mean, after today's game, there's a few games, and then there's Morton and Livingston. I may actually just extend on into the next games here, maybe the home match against Livingston in February, just to try and kind of get through the season a little bit quicker. So anyway, let's progress on to today's match. That's what we're here for. It is the quarter-final stage, and cracking tie in TNS for us. So if you saw the highlights, you'll have seen what happened in the last game. 2 own goals, one from Petrie, again that's his second of the season, and one from Chris Smith. I'm in two minds as to whether to play Craddock today. I think I probably will still stick with Smith. I knee-jerk reaction, I took him out because it was just such a bad own goal. Oh great, Liam Hegarty's away in international duty. Haven't really had to deal with that problem up until now. The only player that was away was Stephen Welsh, who's on loan from Celtic. But now I'm actually having to kind of find a way around it. Where's Magishi? There he is. So yeah, I mean, it's good he's actually made it into the international. For Stirling Albion, that's pretty good going. As I say, Aaron Duke is injured, so Liam Cougans will start. This is almost the preferred starting lineup. I gave Cameron Thompson a go in the last game, but I think I'll go back to Sean Dixon today. I think we will be needing that little bit of extra sort of defensive power in the middle of the park. I honestly don't really know what TNS are going to be like. I know they have Stephen Saunders at right back, the guy who used to be at Motherwell and Ross County, who is apparently their key player. So if their key players are right back, then I'm hoping we should be able to cope with things at the top end of the park. Stephen Welsh is cup tied, so we'll need to bring on Ross Smith, I think. Haven't deviated from this formation. I haven't gone back to the 4-2-3-1 wide or anything else. It has been working for us. So in terms of today's match, that's what we'll go with. Likely to get people unhappy. Most likely will be Carlo Monti and Scott Ferguson, as well as Ross Meldrum, the guys who are supposed to play in the kind of wide positions. But yeah, I think we're good to go. Yeah, okay, let's go. Jack McMillan is lacking match practice. Yeah, Liam Hegarty's done really well at right back. He is pretty much made it his own position. Michael McMullen at left back has been complaining a bit. With Petrie being the club captain though at the moment, I'm kind of reluctant to drop him if he's playing well. Unfortunately, there aren't really any small games for us. You know, we're not going to play. Well, there is actually one in the Scottish Cup. We've drawn away to Selkirk, so I'll probably use that as an opportunity to play McMullen. Let's see. Been on a good run. I don't want to say we pick up where you left off. We had a narrow 3-2 win. It's not exactly the best thing to tell them to do. So, a little handshake between the managers, and we're going to get this game underway. Who knows? I could be managing at this ground at some point in the future. Although it's unlikely that if they're winning the league every year, the manager will be sacked. So, it might not be a possibility to do that. Lovely challenge from Petrie, 13 seconds on the clock. No nonsense defending there. And at least he didn't put the ball in the back of his own net this time. As TNS come forward with an early chance, cleared by Gordon. Cougans will pick it up. Can we get a counter-attack here? No, we can't. Rowley wasn't offside there. The other striker was. Smith makes a great save and it's cleared. Electrifying start to the game here. Less than a minute on the clock, and yep, certainly seems that TNS are going to give us a game today. Just looking at the possession here, it's starting to even out a little bit. They're actually playing the same formation as us, so this, certainly from a tactical point of view, it's just going to come down to the individual players in each team and the kind of tweaks that you can do with the tactics. But let's see how it goes here. Cougans now with a chance. Delaying of the ball. Easton trying to get the chance. Bit of space. Petrie with the right foot cross. Cougans at the back post. And it's blocked by Kigbu. and he should launch that down the park. Oh, he's not. He's delaying on it. Wants to get onto his right foot. Manages to find Rowley, and now it's played to Moore. Mitchell is bursting through Francis into the box. The shot is in at the bottom corner. TNS take the lead 15 minutes in. Well, it's got to be said, for where we are so far, I think that's probably a fair kind of start to the game. Yeah, Petrie, I would have hoped would have pulled in a little bit more. Nice finish from Francis into the bottom corner, and not the greatest of starts, it must be said. Maybe just showing a little bit of nerves. Nobody's playing that badly, we just seem to struggle to get the ball and make anything of it. One of the things I probably do want to do is take away, exploit the middle, and try to get Petrie and McMillan, I guess, into the game further up the park. As Saunders comes forward now, Francis, the goal scorer, to Rowley, back to Saunders, just keeps it in, swings it in with his left foot. Moore with a header off the post. We are living dangerously here. I'm trying to have a think about what we can do other than actually just telling our players to kind of give us a little bit more at the moment. We'll see what we can change around at half time. Now the players' stats are starting to drop a little bit. I mean, to be honest, I don't think we're going to gain anything by going 4-2-3-1 wide. We're just being outplayed, I think, in the middle of the park, really. Why on earth was that left for Dixon? He must have shouted for it or something. Petrie not really able to do an awful lot. Gordon will lift it forward looking for Easton, and we're just losing the ball there. Although a misjudged header there will give us a chance. Jeffries should slot it through. Coogan's in the box, surely. 1-1. We're back in the game, boys. It just goes to show, if you just stick to your guns, it sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. But we're back in it. I've seen this move quite a few times from us. Just Coogan's peeling off the last defender and the through ball played in. Probably not going to miss from that range too often. Although saying that, Aaron Duke actually did miss quite a number. Petrie with the header forward. Booker. Easton now finds Coogan's. Can we take a little bit of momentum from that goal? Anderson races to it, gets there, and he dinks it over the bar. That's a poor miss. That was a really, really good opportunity. To go in at half time at 2-1 would have been a fantastic position to be in. At least this game has a little bit more going for it than the last live com. There really wasn't an awful lot of action. I think going in at 1-0 half time, got to be pleased that we pulled it back at least. A few players, as I say, the middle of the park, we just seem to be struggling. In fact, yeah, it's all the way through Easton and Anderson as well. Let's see, keep going out. Yeah, certainly Coogan's did well, but the other guys here, I'm going to tell them I'm not happy, and hopefully, I was hoping Easton might have taken that on board. Hodge on a yellow card as well. That might be one that I might look to change at the moment. Yeah, I think I might. I've got a funny feeling he's going to get sent off. So we'll switch to a tactical view because we want to. I think I'm going to go with Cameron Thompson, just because he's maybe slightly more defensive than Lametti, and his head seems to be in the right place as well. He's got superb morale. So second half underway. Can we book our place in the semi-final, or will this be another penalty shootout type opportunity? I think it does go to penalties. Pretty sure it does. Not so much happening in this half. TNS, I would say, from a stats point of view, are edging the game, but sometimes stats don't count for everything. Coogan's holding up the ball here, waiting for support. Plays it out wide to Petrie, who has to backtrack a little bit. Petrie plays the big crossfield pass looking for McMillan, and it was dangerous, and it's been cut out. And now TNS with a chance here. Penrith delaying the ball. Can McMillan win it back? It would be a great place to do so, but he hasn't. Jowers plays it forward. Mitchell, left-footed ball into the box. Gordon with the clearance, only as far as Brobble. Into Francis on the turn. That's an unbelievably unlucky shot there from Francis. We are pretty fortunate it didn't actually bounce off the goalkeeper and go in. I think I'll go for passionate encouragement. I don't think this is a game we were expected to win, so kind of being a little bit underdog-like, we could do that. I'm just looking at Easton and Anderson now, really struggling there. Anderson is nervous. Let's try Carlo Monti and James Lametti. We'll go for the triple sub here and see whether we can actually get something happening. As I say, changing the formation at this point in time I don't think would give us a great deal extra. In fact, I probably can't even do it. Josh Jeffries maybe can play on the right. Penrith with the corner now. Headed out. Jowers will pick it up. Surely back to Penrith. It is. Penrith's right-footed ball in. And it squeezes in. Francis again. A little bit disappointing, that goal, to be honest. At least this first one was a good shot. That, I feel, there was no power in it at all. Nobody really closing Penrith down. And, well, I suppose it was a decent finish. I mean, it was side-footed. He took it well. But yeah, I think now we're going to have a little look at how we're doing this, and probably just look to be a lot more direct. Tempo's already high, and we're probably going to have to overload it, I would imagine. We just need to create chances more than anything. Overload and assertively push forward. I think we probably might get one chance, maybe. I don't know. We have been outplayed, I think it's fair to say. TNS, more possession, more shots, just generally the better team. And it looks as though we're out of ideas, and the clock is running down. Smith, one last chance to launch it up the park. And it's headed away by Saunders. Gordon now. Jeffries, can we get it? Can we get a stroke of luck? Petrie, cross from deep, surely. Lifts it in looking for Monty, can't get there. Dixon, now McMillan in acres of space, but he plays it into Jeffries. Jeffries from range. He did score a fantastic goal in one of the games recently, but today's not his day, and it's not our day. And we go out of this competition. Yeah, I don't want the heads to drop, so I'm going to tell them that. I'm not going to tell them that they were crap. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that we've not managed to go through there. But I mean, looking at the teams, possibly Hibs would have given us a problem anyway in the next round. So the Scottish League Challenge Cup will have to wait for another year. We've got 8.25k, which will go down nicely, I suppose, since we've just been kind of losing money every month. Anyway, guys, unfortunately that's the last two live comms we've lost. Maybe we can turn it around with the next one. I think given the way things have gone in the league, I'm probably going to leave it a little bit longer. It means there's going to be a bumper episode for highlights in the next part. Probably will be the Livingston game on the 3rd of February. If you guys have liked this episode, make sure you leave it a like and a comment. And until the next time, guys, I'll see you when I see you.